nothing you can do can hurt me, bro.
Listen to this right here.
These people ain't gonna be here to protect me.
I put my hands on you. You're gonna understand what it feels like to be helpless for the first time in a long time in your life.
You understand me, bro?
At the end of the day, you ain't never meet nobody that's gonna hit you as hard as me.
Oh, they are trading, folks. Oh, the left got through.
What in the world?
I don't get that stand-up. I don't get that stand-up. That's brutal for me.
Physically, I'm not, bro.
Man, listen, Duke, I'm a manhandle, Duke.
Okay, so let's You got baby nuts, Dada. You got baby nuts. I bet you my nuts bigger than yours. Come on.
Happened at all. You know, Cedric King, they can complete control winning that fight.
He had him pinned full out. He was winning the fight.
Ferg, you called me out.
Listen,
you called out Kevin Ferguson.
You are a non-factor, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna show you.
I hear you. And guess what? I hear you, bro. And guess what? I'm planning on doing the same thing to you, dude.
After I knock your ass out, keep my name out your mouth.
I hear you. Listen to dude.
Don't
That's good. But at the end of the day, you're capable, physically or mentally, of doing none of that you talk about, bro.
Hey guys, you're watching In The BaydZone, and this is the very first ever episode of In The BaydZone for this YouTube channel, and our guest today is none other than the real Dada 5000. How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm blessed, man. Thank you guys for having me. You know, I'm feeling like $1 million, man.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. To start off the interview, I just wanted to ask you, because I've always been very curious about this. How did you get the name Dada 5000?
You know, my real name is The Fear. So it's like a lot of individuals, they could not pronounce The Fear. They would call me everything except for The Fear.
Yeah.
Day Fear, Doc Fear, Nay Fear. So I said, let me make it easy for the world and let me come up with Dada. You know, Dada. And the 5000 came by way of, you know, me just being advanced. I've always been exceptional in everything that I did. You know, I've always raised the bar. So we're in 2016, so I really feel like I'm 280+ thousand, you know, light years ahead of my time.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So now I know you had a fight with Kimbo Slice a couple of months back, and it was really, really brutal. Like what you went through, like dying 2 times, getting brought back. Are you feeling at 100% now in your health? How are you feeling?
I would say this, right? I'm on a rapid road to recovery.
Yeah.
You know, feeling a lot better. You know, I would not wish the last 2 months of my life on nobody.
Yeah.
You know, I'm stronger and bigger, you know, by the day, by the hour. You know, I even really feel like I'm growing in my sleep, you know. So, being the person that I am, I really feel like, you know, the fight was competitive. You know, I think that there's a lot of things that transpired that was out of my control. Yeah, you know, definitely. And I mean, you know, I think that it needed to happen. You know, it needed to happen, and you know, with this untimely demise, if it didn't happen then, of course, it would have never happened.
Yeah, it needed to happen, and me as a fighting fan, as an MMA fan, it was even though under the circumstances of because Kimbo said he was exhausted as well during the fight, and with you having to battle your kidneys failing on you and your heart basically giving out, for what it was, I thought that you guys brought your all under the circumstances, and it wasn't as because you have people online that say things like, oh, this and that, and people can say whatever they like, but at the end of the day, you guys brought your all, and I thought you did very well under the circumstances.
I would say this, it's easy to sit behind a computer, right? Take shots at a guy, that is trying. When you come inside a gladiatorial arena, you're not guaranteed to walk out how you walk in. This is only for a chosen few. Everybody was not born to be participators. They were born to be spectators, and I have a heart that's big as the state of Texas, the same place that we're born in. And under the circumstances, which I feel that, I was, compromised in a bit, in the sense that even Kimbo Slice had to give it up because he underestimated just how tough Dada 5000 was. My kidneys did go out inside the first round.
Yeah.
And fought underneath those harsh and brutal circumstances, because even inside the backyard, I tell these guys, don't give up, don't back down, don't
definitely.
quit, dig down deep. So if I tell them that, what type of individual am I not to go out there, and not exert the same actions, the same words that I actually preach, And
Definitely.
I went to the third round with that guy, and he did not hurt me at all during that fight. My kidneys shut down. I had 2 heart attacks. That's what put me to the canvas, not Kimbo Slice. And when you watch that fight, there was a couple times in that fight that I could have knocked him out. I just couldn't follow up, And we do have, certain investigations that's going on, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of things that is now coming to the forefront with him and his heart, and who all knew about his heart and so forth like that, And I just think that, individuals, they did what they did because it was needed.
Yeah.
I really feel like I could have killed him in that ring, hitting him, what I'm saying, how I was going to hit him. That I would bet my life that if we had it all over to do again, and I would come inside there 100% and focused, he would have not walked out that ring. And a lot of people do that.
I myself, I thought that if you both were at your 100%, because you guys were cutting 40 pounds, I heard it was 40 pounds, heading into that fight, and that, the dehydration and everything played such a large factor in what happened that night. But I personally, being an MMA fan, and a lot of other people have said this, that if you both were at your 100% health, that fight might have been over in the first round, because you both hit so hard. And I could see while you were dealing with those difficult issues, Dada, that when you were hitting Kimbo in the head, I felt if you were doing it harder, it would have gone a way different way than what it did.
Of course, listen, you have to keep one thing in mind.
Yeah.
I was feeling very good, prior to that fight, even in the locker room.
Yeah.
I really feel like, it was something inside that water, but you can only be affected by those who have access to you. You're dealing with millions of dollars on the line, politics, and a lot of things, that type of stuff could go either way,
definitely.
And with this guy's heart, Kimbo Slice knew he had a bad heart, regardless of whoever else knew he had a bad heart. He knew he had a bad heart. That's why the guy was taking steroids, because it acted as an aid to support that heart. So at that, I would not put nothing past him nor his camp to actually guarantee him a victory. And he has a few dollars. They are persuasive over there,
Definitely.
Listen, when I tell you I've been living with me for 30 plus years, I know when something is not right within my body.
Definitely.
But it's go time, it's go time.
Yeah.
Listen, if I would have taken a knee in that fight, right?
Yeah.
My career would have been over anyway, because people would have said, hey, Kimbo beat Dada 5000 into submission.
Yeah.
I would have been gone, never spoken of ever again. I said to myself, either this guy's going to have to knock me out, or I'm going to die in this ring. And guess what? He could not knock me out, so I died in that ring, and not by his hands.
Yeah, you literally did die, and you were brought back to life by, it was a miracle that you come back, Dada. But what I just wanted to ask you something. What was life like for you growing up, and at what point or age did you realise or notice that you wanted to become a street fighter?
Oh man, you know, because I've always felt like, you know, I was always big for my age, you know, and I was always strong. You know, coming into that fight, I could have bench pressed over 500-600 pounds easily.
Yeah.
You know, and I just knew even if I could not, you know, fight, typically to the standards of what society feels an MMA fighter should be able to do, if I hit you, I'm gonna punch straight through you.
Yeah.
You only got to get one hit, and that'll change the dynamics of any type of, you know what I'm saying, game plan you got. Matter of fact, you get hit the right way, that game plan is going out the window, along with your heart, you know.
Definitely.
And coming up inside of a kid inside Miami West Paran was a rough area. You had to fight. It was eat or be eaten. You know what I'm saying? You know, fight or take flight. You know, and trust me, you run inside that community, one day you're gonna be running for the rest of your life. You know. And man, we have to fight for everything, literally. That's why when I revolutionized the way that we look at extreme reality all over the world, you know, it was like second nature because I've been competing all my life. Hell, I'm 38-0 inside the streets. You know, I never taste, you know what I'm saying, defeat.
Yeah, I've
now, I
seen
wasn't
some
gonna
of
pick,
the,
you know what I'm saying, February 19th, you know what I'm saying, to start if it was up to me.
Yeah.
And I was never compromised.
Yeah, I've seen some of those street fighting videos on YouTube, and they are really brutal. I'll say that myself. But anyway, Dada, when you were getting involved in the street fighting, did someone introduce you to the street fighting, you know, business with the whole payment side of it all, or did you start that up yourself?
No, you know, I can't sit here and just take credit for that. You know, again, Kevin Ferguson, known to the world as Kimbo Slice, you know, we growed up together. So, you know, I was on 179th Street. You go up to the edge of the road and you look towards the right. You know, he was right there in a community called Pine Crest. You know, and it wasn't until 2005 or so, you know, that, you know, he done the first backyard fight. And he fought against Derek Watson, known to the world as Big D. And Kimbo damaged his eye very, very bad.
Oh, wow.
They put it on the internet.
Yeah, I saw that in the
became a
Dawg Fight
phenomenon.
movie.
Yes, it became a phenomenon. Then, you know, they started, you know, doing them on the regular. See, what I did was I revolutionized the business because these were my guys. They did it on a level. So I couldn't do it on their level. I had to go above and beyond. I had to raise the bar of expectations. And I took it from an individual, independent sport and made it into a business. So guess what? Everybody got a shot to be the next Kimbo Slice. It doesn't matter if you're Caucasian, African American, Haitian, Asian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. You know, if you have the heart, you know, to compete, I was willing to give you, you know, a shot on the biggest stage in America, which is the backyard at the Greenhouse. ESPN dubbed it the biggest backyard in America, and for good cause. You know, we are the greatest show on earth, not Ringling Brothers and Baltimore Bailey Circus. We've sent more guys pro, you know, out of the backyard than any other, you know, gamut on the south end of South Florida. You know, that's why we were envied. That's why we were hated. That's why they wanted us to stop. But see, I know how to maneuver very well inside of a room full of vultures. You know, see, I have an Associate of Arts in Education. I have a Associate of Science in Business Administration. And I have a Bachelor's in Science with a major in pre-K primary education. And I'm a credit away from having my Master's in Criminal Justice. So it's like, when they're coming after me, you know, I'm like well diverse. I'm like grounded, like a negative and a positive, because I grew up inside the streets, but I have the wisdom and knowledge of a scholar. So that makes me a double threat, a triple threat, because I wear more than one hat. You know, that's how come we've gotten far as we've gotten by having the #1 movie, Dawg Fight, you know, in America on Netflix, filming Dawg Fight, you know what I'm saying, round 2, partnered up with Mike Vasquez, you know, Jose Pepe Cyrus, the form BYB, Backyard Brawls Extreme Fighting Series. Plus, you know, man, we're just doing some great things. So, I mean, we're running, you know, full steam ahead. We have a lot of people, you know, that are, you know, coming out to bang, and it's going to be exciting. We're going to replenish a dying game. You know, we're going to bring life back to MMA and back to boxing.
Yeah, that's awesome. So to start off with, Dada, Was being a street fighter the only goal you had, or was it to take it bigger and to go on to, you know, Bellator or UFC or anything like that? Or were you just wanting to grow the backyard community and make that a larger thing in its own right and just start your own creation, so to speak?
Of course, you know, I mean, it was awesome to be a part of Bellator. You know, and if I ever, you know, went back, I'm pretty sure we'll break records once again.
Yeah,
the highest rated show in Bellator history, you know. And if you look at my interviews, they were very compelling because I'm articulate.
Yeah.
I have a wonderful personality. I'm one of the only people, man, that you'll ever meet that when he smiles at the camera smiles back. So you can't see it because it's facing this way, but your camera is smiling. I see your camera, you know. But see, that right there is what it's about. You have to. America has to buy into you, because if they buy into you, then they buy into whatever it is that you're doing. You know, you don't have to be the best fighter, just be the best liked. And if you can fight, that's a bonus. So to answer your question, I think that, you know, BYB has it in it, you know, to actually, you know, rattle a lot of cages. See, boxers have always fought inside the squared circle.
Yeah.
MMA fighters inside the octagon, but see, we're so interesting. We've shaped history to the point that we've come up with our own concoction.
Yeah.
It's called a trigon, a three-sided cage, you know? And this is what we do. We bring excitement back to the extreme fighting fan.
Yeah.
Boxing is great. MMA is good because MMA is killing boxing. And guess what? BYB has, you know, the opportunity to kill both of them. You know, we would like to work with them, you know, because we're equal opportunists, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're giving individual shots. See, those fields are riddled by politics. You have to be the right size, the right color, the right height, the right weight. Us, you know, if you have what it takes, you can get out there and you can educatedly defend yourself. Who are we to say that we should not allow you to live your dream?
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
And we're putting on some of the better shows. I mean, you know, this type of stuff here, man, you don't have to sell. You just present it. We all know stuff like this, it sells itself.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a no-brainer that you can take guys out of the backyards and they can pack out seats.
Yeah,
They can break records on TV. And you got legitimate MMA fighters that could probably compete better, but they can't sell out a bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's all about if your name could put butts in chairs. When you're marketable, when you're stylish, when you're charismatic, when you're articulate, you know what I'm saying? When you are in demand, you know what I'm saying? That makes you a commodity. Kimbo Slice was not the best fighter. A lot of people hated on him for a long time. But he was popular and he was liked. He was a promoter's best friend. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, some guys that just got to tap into that inner WWE and bring it out.
Yeah. Speaking of WWE, there's a question I wanted to ask you, Dada. If you'd ever had the chance to sign with WWE for, say, a one big event, say WrestleMania or a SummerSlam like that, and you had a chance to face anyone in that company at all in any kind of match, what would be your dream match?
Steel cage.
Steel cage. Who against?
Steel cage. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. You don't have to win by pinfall. You know what I'm saying? It's the last man standing. Whoever makes it out.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna take it back to the old days. Whoever makes it out. Because wrestling is I wouldn't call it fake, because even if you deviate away from,
you get hurt in it.
Yeah, very, very, very bad.
Yeah.
A lot of those dudes, they're riddled with injuries, and they've been plagued, and they've been dependent upon certain drugs to kill the pain. So it's like it's a brutal sport, and those guys are in very, very good shape. And I am, you know, really looking towards, you know, being a part of something like that. We have some big guys, you know, Booker T, Big Sexy, Kevin Nash, you know, man, we all cooking up some stuff, you know what I'm saying, to do something big like that. So, you know, if it all comes together, you know, you would see Dada jumping off the top ring buckle, you know what I'm saying, on somebody, you know, with my signature move. I mean, The Rock got the rock bottom. I'm working on my signature move now.
Hey,
you know,
Dada,
so that's what it's...
If you were to go inside that steel cage, who would you want to face inside the steel cage?
I want to face the roughest, toughest dude, you know what I'm saying, breathing. You know, they say the Big Show, then guess what, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'm going after. They
Big
say
Show.
The Rock or John Cena. Yeah, the Big Show, The Rock, John Cena. You know, they could get the real
Brock
Bigfoot if they could
Lesnar.
find him. They could get the real Bigfoot if they could find him. Yeti. Go find Yeti out the bushes. You know what I'm saying? And bring him in the ring and let him out for his shackles and chains.
Yeah.
So I could beat Bigfoot up. You know, they can't catch him, but if they catch him, you know what I'm saying, I'll beat him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be a good one. Because there's been a lot of rumours. I don't know if you've heard about this, Dada. I don't know if you know much about like WWE and the news going on in WWE, but Shaquille O'Neal was at WrestleMania 32, and he was in a battle royal with the Big Show. Shaquille O'Neal, he was a basketball player, and he's going into WWE, and he's staring off with the Big Show in the ring, and then they, trade blows, and then they get eliminated from this battle royal. But it's definitely not out of the question. It could happen, like.
Of course, I think I'll be a great addition to that WWE, family. I think, I'm a likable guy. I'm a talented guy. I'm someone that can engage the people. Definitely, it will definitely raise the numbers of spectators. It will definitely be a great showing. I think a lot of people will have a lot of fun. But that's definitely something that's on the radar. Aside from movies, commercials, growing the BYB brand, giving athletes all over the world an opportunity to get on one of the biggest stages, the biggest stage in extreme reality, and to compete. And guess what? We will be the feeder system for a lot of these bigger shows. They may see a diamond in the rough on BYB and give them guys an opportunity to do their thing on a Bellator, on a UFC, or on a major boxing card, Oscar De La Hoya or Golden Boy, or Bob Arum, because listen, you have a lot of individuals out there that are sitting back and they bust their butts inside gyms all over the country, and they're waiting on a call from a Scott Coker or from the guy at UFC, or some big time boxing promoter that they're never gonna get. But the reality of it is this: they will get a call from Dada 5000 or Mike Vasquez or Jose Pepe Cyrus, some of these guys from BYB.
Yeah, definitely. Dada, what is the most heated rivalry you've had in your whole life, whether it be in the backyard or in Bellator, like facing off with Kimbo? What has been the biggest rivalry you've had with an individual in your whole life?
Oh man, I've had a couple of those, but the one that went international would be, the Kimbo, beef. I wish, he said something at the end of the fight that, I wish that, things would have happened differently, to that extent at the end of the fight. I wish that things would have happened differently. Maybe he knew something that the world didn't know at that time, before my blood toxicology level came back or before the rumors started going around. So, I think that, if things would have went a little bit better, then I would have been standing, with my hands being raised, but that would never, give it a chance to happen. I look at it like it was real. A lot of people, they could say a lot of different things. I went out there and I gave my best. I went out there to win.
Definitely.
I went out there to win. This is a business. Kimbo was already at the end of his career. I went out there to help him retire. And in the midst, the kidneys went out. And I had 2 heart attacks. And thank God that God had other plans for my life. I'm still here. I'm standing. He had 1 heart attack, and he's no longer amongst the living. And forever will be a memory. And my RIP, my prayers go out to his family. I really think that, beef, you first have to be on a level, to get my attention at this stage of the game. It's like if I'm up here and somebody's here, I can only help them by acknowledging them to pull them up here. I've been through a lot. I paid my dues. We've done some stuff. We've done things inside the community that most people will be scared to even come down and be a part of. They feel safer watching these backyard brawls from the comfort of their own home behind the YouTube screen because they will not come down, to sunny South Florida. Keep one thing in mind. When you look at South Beach, you look at the clear skies, the pretty water, the beaches, so forth like that, right? That's great. But what's 15 minutes on the other side of South Beach? overtown, which it stays on the first 48. Somebody get killed over there all the time. If you knew that your dream vacation of going to South Beach was right around the corner, you know what I'm saying, from hell, you know what I'm saying, you probably rethink that, you know? But that's just it. Nobody talks about this stuff. No one talks about this side of Miami. So I have to. You know, I have to, because, you know, we are a breed of individuals on the other side, the dark side. They say, Billy Corbin said it best when he said, hey, he was talking about third world countries. And they said, you know, Miami came up and he was like, that's what I'm talking about. Miami is the third world country.
Yeah.
You know, it's eat or be eaten. It's for real. You know, and you have to, man, listen, you have to have that arm of God on you, man, to survive. Listen, they call me being here a miracle. You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't a miracle. It's God. I came back from death twice. The doctors gave up on me. Right there at Memorial Hermann Hospital. You know, when they said that we could not do no more. So when the doctors say we cannot do no more, it's like, well, damn, these are medical experts. And lo and behold, I'm back to breathing again. You know what I'm saying? They say, wow, they even dropped their clipboards. You know? So at the end of the day, man, I'm just thrilled to be here, you know, to be still putting us out of a position to praise God and, you know, to get out here and to entertain, man. You know, to get back inside that cage, you know. To get back on that string, you know, to share my testimony that, you know, man, listen, no one can stop you, you know. When it's your time, it's your time. And we're here to raise the bar of extreme reality. You know, 305 West P. Ryan, we large, we all over the country. Anybody got anything negative to say about Dada 5000, the backyard fighting, they're clearly hating, and my words are simple. Look at where I'm at, but also look at where I come from. I didn't have no safety nets when I was doing these backyard fights, you know? Somebody could have got messed up in the backyard, and that would have been the end of me. See, my vision was so broad, you know what I'm saying? To the point that while everybody else was just thinking about it, I was already doing it. You can't have fear. What is fear? False evidence appearing real. You know what I'm saying? You have to have heart, you have to be dedicated, educated, you have to be motivated and determined to succeed. And that's what I am. You cut me right now, you know what I'm saying? I bleed ambition. You know what I'm saying? I bleed ambition. See, a lot of people, they say, well, dang, Dada, you think differently. Maybe it's because I'm not a part of your universe. Well, where are you from? I said, I'm from a planet, I'm from a planet far, far, far away inside of another galaxy. What's your planet called? Nebulon. Yeah, I'm from planet Nebulon, you know? But I was raised in P. Ryan, Florida.
Yeah. Hey, Dada, when you said that, you know, it was God, do you feel like, because a lot of people say when they have these moments where they've clinically died for a certain amount of time, for say 8 minutes or something, that their heart hasn't been pumping or anything like that, they say that they've had a spiritual encounter when they have been dead. Did you have that when you
you know,
were dead?
When your heart stopped beating, right? And a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they don't, well, I can't say that they don't believe it, because the average person, once you die, 9 times out of 10, you're going to die. Once you're dead, you're going to stay dead, 9 times out of 10. So it's not like a person can contest me on this. If I say that this is what happened, if you never died and came back, how could you say that it's not true?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're separated from consciousness.
Yeah.
Right? Now, once you die, you know, you have what they call the Reaper. The Reaper comes for you. Right? Yeah. This is all spiritual.
Did you experience
biblical.
that?
This is it. I could not go no further.
Yeah.
Once I was out, you see yourself, or you feel that experience of you separated from consciousness. Yeah. Right? But I could not go no further. Like it was not your time to go.
Yeah. You feel like you were kind of separating, but there was a cut-off point where you hit a wall and it was like, no, you've got to go back.
I couldn't go as just like, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You know, I experienced that twice.
Yeah.
One for roughly about 5 minutes and one for roughly a little longer. They said I was out, heart stopped beating for 5 minutes and heart stopped beating again for 8 minutes. So a total of 13 minutes, you know, I was out inside of another round.
Yeah, wow. Now, Dawg Fight 2, I've heard a bit that that it's being filmed right now. Is the filming still going on right now, or can you tell me a bit about that, like what the plot line is for that, and will it be kind of similar to the first film, or will it take a different route?
You know what though? We started filming from the Kimbo Slice fight. Dawg Fight 1 ended out on me calling out Kimbo. Dawg Fight 2, by the time the movie, comes out, in 2017, everybody have already known the outcome of the Kimbo fight, so we couldn't save that for last. So we'll probably start the movie off with that fight because everybody already would have known the outcome. But it's the behind the scenes that's going to get you. With me being laid up in the hospital bed and so forth like that, and then we get off into the next phase of evolution, which is BYB. So it's going to be compelling. We're going to do a continuation of a storyline with certain fighters, We're going to also follow up with Tree's family, with Chauncey's family.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what that was.
Have you got, because the last film ended with a fight, are you planning on ending the final part of the movie with another fight with a different fighter against you?
I mean, that would be awesome, if it ends out. The movie's already sold to Netflix. So, unlike the first one, well, everybody like Corbin them had, funded out of their own pockets. What happened was this, with this one, by it already being funded, it's a bit of a different timeline because, it's the expectancy that have been placed on the date.
Yeah.
So they have to get it out.
Okay. So it has there, can you say the date for when it is expected to be out?
Well, they're looking at, I would say, ending of the first quarter, second quarter of the new year.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. Is there any particular fighter that you'd want to close that second film with you fighting? Would you want to go back to Cedric Gorilla? I know you've already beaten him in the first film, but would you want to give him a second shot or go on a different search for someone else?
Yeah, go on a different search. Cedric, he's fighting with us now at BYB. It's like, we've given him an opportunity. He's a tough guy, and he started a new path, a new career over at BYB, and he's doing extremely well. So I think that I would look for a different, opponent. I'm on another level now, to the point that, everything it has to make sense. If it doesn't make good business sense, I'm not gonna do it. And you got to keep one thing in mind, when you're on this level, you're fighting with teams like Bellator, or possibly the UFC. It's like the money is even different. Man, you're making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars doing these fights. So, would people pay that to see a Cedric? You see what I'm saying? And Dada, and who's gonna, fund that operation? So again, it would first have to make, good business sense, for me to do it at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Was there a moment, Dada, when after you died and everything and had that real horrible experience of having your kidneys fail and your heart fail on you, did you ever question yourself and ask yourself the question, should I continue fighting or stop now while I can?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, no, I didn't. Even after, the fight with Kimbo Slice, when I did get around to getting back on my feet, like a lot of people thought that I would have been down. I didn't feel. Listen, maybe it's because I went through so much and I'm still here. And then once everything started becoming more clear, I'm like, I should have won that fight, hands down. Like you said, I was hitting him softly. If I would have been able to put some thump on it, he'd have been out.
Yeah, definitely.
They had to stop it. So it's like everybody who looked at me, they said, dude, what were you on? Everybody. Thousands of emails. So it's not a question, now, for me to say, hey, listen, that was out of my control. That fight was out of my control. I mean, when you're on that level, you have no control over certain things. You have to be wary of everybody. There's no friends. You know what I'm saying? Because a person will sell you out for $1 bill. So no, it was never a doubt in my mind. You know, I'm gonna come back bigger, faster, stronger, meaner. You know what I'm saying? And whoever signed their name on that dotted line, they're gonna regret the day and damn the hour. You know what I'm saying? That they even, you know what I'm saying, did it. You know, and I'm gonna talk to him. We're gonna bring back the old Ali, how he used to whoop them dudes inside the ring, and he used to talk to them and let them know, you know, you're messed up, right? You know what I'm saying?
Like
listen, once I knock him out, once I take him through the ringer, once I knock him out, then you know what I'm saying, we'll be able to be friends at that point. But until then, you know what I'm saying, it's on. You know, the fight don't start inside. The fight don't start. You know what I'm saying, the night of the fight inside the ring. No, it starts as soon as you sign your name on that contract and it become official. From the press conference to the weigh-ins, it's on.
Yeah. Was there a moment, Dada, when in the fight? Because first I'll ask you, when at what point did you realise something wasn't right with yourself during the fight? At what point did that happen?
When I had him. You know, I always had a strategy coming in, right? So what transpired was this. I said, I'm gonna throw a kick at him.
Yeah.
Right? Hit or miss, psychologically, I'm gonna get inside of his head. Like, oh, I just can't rush in on Dada because he's gonna kick. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. And I landed, you know what I'm saying, a little leg kick on him, like a knee chuck. You know, and that slowed him a tad bit, and it allowed me to throw a jab out. With the jab, it pushed him going backwards, and that's when I pursued him. If I would have just took my time, I'd have lit his ass up on that fence. But I rushed up on him, which allowed him to grab my back legs and pull me down. Which, once he pulled me down, he fell right into my clutches. I had him inside of a submission. And while I was down there, I was choking the hell out of him. I could have tapped him out right then. That's when it kicked in. And when it kicked in, I was like, oh, whoa, what the hell going on? And I knew I was in trouble, you know what I'm saying, when the referee, after about 2 or 3 minutes, broke us. Yeah. And I needed to use the gate to help get myself up. That's when the lights and so forth like that went spin around.
Yeah. Was there a moment when you felt something would be really... Did you sense that something was really bad? Like, did you ever tell the referee or your corner, something's not right, I'm not feeling very well? Or you just kept it anonymous and kept fighting?
Listen, I'm a warrior, man.
Yeah.
We don't make excuses. We fight through them. You know, a lot of people, they would have said, hey, man, I can't see. But guess what? The damage was already done.
Yeah.
Even if you
wouldn't want to go out like
you know what I'm saying, I would have, even if I would have tapped out or thrown the towel in, right?
Yeah.
I still would have ended up falling into a coma or something anyway. The damage was already done. So I just had to go on, you know, and push through it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I knew that, you know, second round, you know, again, I consumed certain things, you know what I'm saying, from out of those containers. And it felt like it hit the bottom of my stomach. And when I got up, I seen 3 of this guy, right? I seen 3 of Kimbo standing in front of me. Yeah. And I remember what was said off of a movie. It said, I can't see, it's 3 of them, Rocky. And the coach said, hit the one in the middle, you know? And that's exactly what I did, man. I went for the one in the middle. And that was the one. And listen, the second round, I felt like my frontal lobe was expanding, you know? And that proved to be my best round.
Yeah, definitely. Dada, do you feel that you've... are you at peace with everything, with the fight and with Kimbo? Or do you feel like you've kind of been a bit robbed with Kimbo going out like that? Or
Definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, when he came out with the steroids, right?
Yeah.
No one talked about that. They didn't talk about that. That shit got swept under the rug, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? The Dada 5000, you know what I'm saying, was convicted of steroids. Oh, we knew he was garbage, he was this, he was that. But it was Kimbo Slice. They swept it under the rug. You really didn't hear nothing about it, you know? Yeah. No one talked about it. But what they did was they changed the fight from a loss to a no contest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So listen, if a person would use steroids for a contest, right? Then his integrity, his character is gonna go under review. You can't trust a person like that.
Yeah,
Because
Dada,
you never know what they're
honest,
capable of doing.
to be honest, I didn't hear anything about Kimbo's steroid use until after he had died. I saw all these news reports coming out. Kimbo takes steroids, this, that. I saw all these articles coming out with it.
That's sad.
So that's
sad.
Yeah.
He's been on it. He's been on it. And you know, though, a lot of people say, you know, they implement, you know, a lot of people involved with what happened with Bellator 149. You know, and like I stated, you know, when you look at it for what it is worth, you know, Kimbo Slice knew he had a bad heart because, you know, his physician told him he was on an emergency heart transplant list. You see what I'm saying? He was on a heart transplant list. From my understanding, like the doctor stated to him, listen, you need an emergency heart. They put him on the list, you know. Then they said you need a pacemaker. He stated, no, if I get a pacemaker, my career is going to be over. From my understanding, the doctor replied back, if you don't get a pacemaker, more than your career is going to be over.
Yeah.
So I understand that Kimbo Slice has really wanted to fight as much as he can to make as much money as he can because he knew what his situation was. At that point there, he fell into the realms of, I don't care. And he needed that because close sources to him stated that he was taking steroids every day. And that helped as a stabilizer for his heart. That's why he was often getting tired inside of his fights and no one knew why. Now that he's dead, all of these reports are coming out, and now it's like, wow, I didn't know this guy had that much stuff going on. So he's been in trouble. He's been in trouble, and I'm going to tell you something. Listen, I was compromised. I wouldn't implement, you know what I'm saying, the host, you know what I'm saying, Bellator in, you know, because they just promote the fights. You know, but when you look at Kimbo, he knows his situation. And to the point that, you know, he was willing to do whatever he needed to do, you know what I'm saying, to actually, you know, consolidate a victory. Even if that is, let's fight Dada's water. Let's do this. Because I'm going to tell you something. Everybody knows me. They know that I'm a brute. They know that I'm very destructive. They know that I'm dangerous. I would have beat him to death. It was possible that he could have died in that fight. He had a bad heart, which the records show he got a bad heart. If he'd have got punched in the chest, it would have busted his heart. He'd have been messed up. They did what they needed to do on Team Kimbo's side to sustain a victory. Secure that. So to answer your question, yes, I feel robbed, and the world knows that I was robbed. You ask anybody, man, I looked inside that dude's eyes, and medical individuals stated the eyes were dilating, you know. I mean, I'm doing this right here, you know what I'm saying? Go back and watch the fight. You know, I'm doing this a lot. The referee told me, Dada, step back. I stepped up. He said, step back or I'm going to take the point. I stepped up again. Physically, I was in the fight, but mentally, I wasn't in the fight. I mean, I was gone. That's not me. I destroyed everybody that stepped in front of me. From Cedric James to Tim Pop. Kimbo Slice was not going to be no different. He's going to lay down the other two guys before him.
The connection just went a bit weird there at the last bit, but what was I going to say next? Oh, that's right. I heard that you worked as Kimbo's bodyguard for a bit there. What was your relationship like before fighting? Did you guys have a bit of a friendship, or were you guys close at all, or how did this all come about? This animosity and this feud between you both?
We was all right until the jealousy came in. You see, he wanted to be the only one that was out there doing this. It was almost like, hey, listen, you know.
Oh, 1 second, Dada. The connection's gone a bit weird. Yeah, it's working now.
Okay.
We're back.
You know, he fell underneath, you know what I'm saying, the guidelines of what's what's good for the gander is not good for the goose, right? So he wanted to be the big dog. You know, Randy Katami, Boss Root, and Randy Katami said, you know, hey, Icy Mike, you need to come out there kicking butt. You know, at that stage of the game, what really caused me, you know, to look at those guys different, I fought for them a couple times, and they never released my footage. They kept lying to me.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do it, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. They never did it. Then they said, hey, well, we don't have his footage. And then they chopped up a footage of me in the backyard getting hit, right? But whoa, I thought you said that you didn't have it. You liars. Do you have it or do you have it? You know? Because I'm not senile. I'm not ignorant. I'm not naive. I know what I've done. You know? And you're telling me that I have not done anything. But then you want to contradict yourself in the same sense. You know, me being a bodyguard for Kimbo would have meant, you know what I'm saying, me protecting him, you know what I'm saying, me, you know, getting in physical, you know what I'm saying, altercations, you know what I'm saying, for him, you know, me intercepting negative situations that may come his way in the form of lawsuits or anything. Somebody could walk up to him and push his buttons just for him to just deck him in the face. You know, I see that. So you have to be smart enough to see that this dude, yes, he would take a punch in the face so he could sue you for $100K. You know? So, you know, we have to keep those guys and girls away from him.
Yeah, definitely. How do you feel about Kimbo now after everything, Dada?
You know, he's no longer here. You know, and you know, it's sad with his untimely passing. But you know, I'm a little more understanding. You know, now because it's not like I can say certain things and he could speak back. But the truth of the matter is this: if he was still alive, I'd probably still be at his neck still. You know, but he's not with us. You know, so I'll let him rest in peace. You know, and the beef died when he died.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you got to keep in mind, you know, when I say the beef died when he died, I felt that I was wrong. Yo, I was drugged for the fight. You was on steroids for the fight. It was nothing fair about that. Listen, forget being drugged. You took steroids. You know what I'm saying? A performance enhancement drug.
Definitely.
To aid you. To give you the ups. So you already violated. You already cheated. That already discredits your character. Your credibility. Your integrity. You know?
Yeah.
See, I've been knew that he was a bad guy. You know? The world just didn't know it. When I was speaking out, building up to that Bellator, and I was saying certain things, that's because I grew up with him. See, the world knew Kimbo Slice. I grew up with Kevin Anthony Ferguson.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from the heart. This ain't somebody. It's just not like this was James Thompson and Kimbo. No, this is Dada. This should go way back, man.
Yeah.
Way back before the cameras got turned on.
Definitely. Yeah. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you, you're heavyweight, right? Aren't you? So, of all of the heavyweights in the world, if you had to have one dream fight against an opponent to build up a massive fight on a big pay-per-view scale, who would you want to face out of every single heavyweight in the world that you could choose from?
I'm going to tell you like this. They say Fedor Emelianenko is the last emperor. You know, my top five, Fedor, I always liked Frank Mir. You know, Frank Mir, Brock Lesnar. You know, who else is out there? You know, Antonio Bigfoot Silva. You know, is a good one for me. Anybody that, you know what I'm saying, will prove to be, you know what I'm saying, a credible opponent. See, when you look at the mentality, you know what I'm saying, of a warrior, when you look at this haircut, you know what I'm saying, it's the Spartan haircut. You know what I'm saying, we're warriors down here. You know, my thing is this, you know, it was said on the movie 300, you know what I'm saying, people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ready your weapons and eat hearty, you know what I'm saying, tonight, because tomorrow we dine in hell. So when you go to talking like that, it's like most people, they're not up for that challenge. Because getting inside that ring, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to beat you literally to death, if possible.
Wow.
And a lot of people say, we're just going to fight. Whoa, you fighting for your life. Because you're not guaranteed to walk out there. And I was living proof February 19th. You walked in, but you got carried out.
Yeah.
And I know what it's like to get carried out. So I ain't getting carried out no more. Every bitch that step in the front of me, they're getting carried out. So my mentality, I'm fighting with a different level of aggression because I'm not going to let that shit happen to me no more.
Yeah. So with Dawg Fight 2, I just want to clarify something. Is that focused mainly in showing the backyard side of things, or is it? Are you guys going to be trying to do a bit more of the MMA side of stuff with the octagon and all that, or what's the direction for the second film?
We're going to showcase the Trigon cage.
Yeah.
You know, because the Trigon is three-sided. You know, it's not like a boxing ring. It's not like a octagon. It's a Trigon. We're going to showcase that. It's the next phase of evolution. We're going to be inside of a different environment. You know, hotel, casinos, so forth like that. You know, we're going to look to move this show all across the world. You know, Billy Corbin is going to come out. You know, we're going to do the storyline, follow these fighters, the day, the night, the life of, you know what I'm saying, a BYB superstar. You know, do some follow-up interviews, get some of the guys that was on Dawg Fight 1, like Alfonso Fearson, you know, Chocolate, Military Mike, who got knocked out a couple times, who rallied back to becoming an MMA fighter. You know, hey, he's willing to lay down his MMA career and come back to the backyard, so that's big. You know, why would you want to go from from MMA back to backyard? You know, so obviously it's something there. You know, and it's gonna be big. Listen,
Definitely.
I don't give a damn. You could be the toughest guy on earth. You're not gonna watch that movie and not drop tears. You're gonna be flooded at the end of that movie. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
a lot of emotional moments.
It's gonna be moving.
So
yes.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of Dawg Fight 1, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be a lifetime fan of Dawg Fight 2.
Yeah, I found myself being quite impacted by some of the. I read at the end when on the words on the screen and it was showing the photos of, you know, certain characters and reading what happened to them, like Treon Johnson. When I heard that he died by taser, I was like, wow, this guy Tree was one of my favourite characters, and I felt that he had so much of a bright future ahead of him. I thought he could have gone on to do bigger and better things, and he really could have had a career in whatever he wanted to go for, and I just felt that that young man was robbed very, very badly there. And also with
of course, listen, that just
with Chauncey's family as well.
Listen, that just lets you know. Welcome to Perrine again. You know, well, Chauncey was gunned down. You know, minutes away. You know what I'm saying, from where the world first met him in the backyard. He was shot in behind the head. You know, Tree was tasered to death by you know, Hialeah police officers. You know, so not only do you have to watch out, you know, for death by the hands of another guy on the streets, you know, you have to watch out for the cops. You have to watch out for everybody out there. You know, it's sad, but, you know, until things get back on the good foot, you know, man, listen, you just see the cops coming, get out their way. You know, get out the way, because they're human just like we're human. They can be having a bad day, and you may get the blunt end of having that bad day.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Dada, for everything and answering all these questions. I think we've gone through a fair bit there, and it's been amazing to have you here on the show, and I'd like to just thank you, and thanks for stopping in. Is there any final words that you want to give to the audience?
Yes, thank you guys, you know what I'm saying, for following Dada 5000, Team 5000, BYB, you know, the extreme, you know what I'm saying, premiering fight league, extreme reality.
Yeah.
You know, you can follow Dada 5000 on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, and the YouTube channel at The Real Dada 5000. You know, follow me, you know, man, stay tuned with what's going on step by step, you know. I
was just saying, make sure you follow him, guys.
Follow me. Yeah, follow me, stay tuned with the movement, you know, and man, special shout out to my teammates, Mike Vasquez, Jose Pepe Cyrus, Jose Rivero, my brothers, CMB, Ed Haynes, and a whole bunch of other individuals, that's rocking, what I'm saying, with the greatest movement on earth. Listen, you gotta love this type of stuff here. How could you not?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well,
305, that's what's popping. We hot.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you do subscribe to the BaydZone channel. We're going to be doing a lot more episodes of In The BaydZone, of course, and we're looking to get the best and most interesting and just the most intriguing people on this show to take this show to a lot bigger heights. And of course, I want this show to be one of the best interview shows on the internet, not only just on the internet but on all television as well, because this is a place where anyone, whatever field they're well known in, can be able to open up about anything. They can literally tell all, and I think that we've created a very good first episode with Dada, and he's literally told all. So yeah, that's what we're looking to do, and make sure you do subscribe. I've got Twitter. If you go on my channel, you'll be able to see all that. I've got the Facebook page as well. You can like that. But make sure you do follow Dada and myself, and I look forward to giving you more content soon. And thanks for watching, guys.